friends, welcome to Shafi Mums NZ. Today we're gonna take over the most famous Mumbai street food, and that's the vada pav. But traditionally it's fried and then put inside a bun, whereas here we have done an inverted version of it, wherein we have baked the vada pav inside the bread. So let's get started. Okay guys, so step 1, we will make our dough first for the outer covering of your baked vada pav. So I have got about 500 grams of plain flour. You can also substitute with half and half of wheat flour and plain flour. For seasoning, I have taken some salt. This is about 1 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon of sugar, some plant-based butter. You can also use your normal softened butter, and some warm milk. And to that we will be adding 1 sachet of our dry active yeast. This is about 7 grams. Our warm milk, I will be adding the sugar. Sugar acts as a feed for your yeast, and then throw in your yeast. Give it a good mix and leave it untouched for good 10 minutes. Now our yeast has bloomed really well. Now we are going to start making our dough. For that, I will be taking my 500 grams of plain flour into my mixing bowl. I'm using a stand mixer, but you can also use just a normal bowl and do it by hand. Make sure you season well your dough. So I'm just adding some salt, and next we will be adding our milk with the yeast. Start the stand mixer on level 1 first until all the ingredients start to come together, and then you can increase the speed of your machine. Now I can see my dough is coming together really well. At this point I will start adding my butter. I will be using about 70 to 75 grams of butter. So that's about 3 spoonfuls. Adding butter is very important in this recipe because that will help to keep your buns moist. Since we are going to bake them, you might lose the moisture, and for that, addition of butter will help in retaining that moisture. Now you can see our gluten has released nicely. Now we need to hand knead it and then leave it for proving for 1.5 hours. So I'll show you that process now. I have dusted my work surface with some plain flour, and now we will be just working together to make it a bit more pliable. Give it a good knead. Once your dough is coming together nicely, just knead it in this motion using this side of your palm. Now our dough is nicely ready. I'm going to start proving it into a bowl. So for that, just as a precaution, we'll just line it with some oil first on the sides and at the bottom. Gently put your dough in there and give a light dab of oil again, and leave it for proving in a warm place for 1.5 hours. Okay, now guys, step 2, we will make the filling for our baked vada pav. So for that, I have taken some salt to taste, some mustard seeds, some turmeric, curry leaves, ginger paste, garlic paste, and some green chilies. And I have boiled some potatoes here. Okay, now guys, to start the process, I have heated up some oil in a pan. To that, I will be adding my mustard seeds and let them crackle. Once they start to splutter, at that point I will add my curry leaves and my green chilies. Now to that I will add some ginger and garlic. Now once the ginger garlic is nicely sauteed and it's nice and fragrant, at that point we will add our turmeric. Then I will add my boiled potatoes and I'll give a quick mash to it. Now our potatoes are nicely mashed. Now I will add salt to taste and lots of coriander. I love coriander, so I go pretty crazy when I add it. guys, our filling is ready. Now we will let it cool aside. Okay, now guys, step 3, we will be doing a peanut coconut chutney. So the prominent flavors are peanut, coconut and garlic in this recipe. I have tweaked it a little bit by adding some cumin seeds, which is to my liking, but if you don't like it, you can just take it off. Now for ingredients, we will be needing some desiccated coconut. You can use any form of dry coconut that you have, some peanuts, some garlic. I didn't have any whole cloves, so I've taken the minced garlic, some cumin seeds and salt. And we will be using some Kashmiri red chili powder. This is not too spicy, yet it gives beautiful red color to your chutney. Okay guys, now to begin, I have heated up some oil in a pan. To that, I will be adding this cumin seeds and waiting it to splutter. Now like I said, cumin seeds are my personal favorite and it's a completely optional ingredient for you to add, but trust me, it gives a really nice robust flavor to your chutney and you should give it a shot once at least. Now once your cumin starts to crackle, at this point I will add my garlic. Now since I'm using a minced garlic, it will take me hardly few seconds, but if you're using whole cloves, just give it a light smash and try to saute it until it's nice golden brown. That's how traditionally it is made. Now while our garlic is getting sauteed, I will add my peanuts and roast them along with the garlic. Now our garlic is smelling very nice. Now at this point I will add the desiccated coconut and give it a good mix. Now coconut burns really quickly, so you have to be very careful and keep mixing it constantly. While your coconut is browning guys, we will quickly add the remaining ingredients, and that's your salt to taste and your red chili powder. Now our chutney ingredients are smelling very aromatic. Now within 2 minutes, I will just take them off the heat and blitz them into my blender until nice coarse texture. Okay now guys, I have put my chutney ingredients in the mixie bowl and now I'm gonna blitz them. There you have it guys. Your garlic, coconut and peanut chutney is ready. Okay guys, all our 3 steps are ready. Our dough, our filling and our chutney. Now we will be baking them, like setting up in a form like a pull apart bread. So I have taken a cake tin here. To that I will be just greasing it lightly with some canola oil spray. You can just use plain oil and brush it. Now we will knock our dough first to take the air out and then just knead it inwards. Handle it very gently guys. Just flip it, and now we will be taking this onto a flat surface first. Just like so. Give a good sprinkle of some dry flour on top just to make it more easier to roll, and then lightly roll it. Now when we are rolling it, try to keep it nice and thick, not too thin. And then we will divide it into equal parts. So first go 1/4. Then each quarter we will go times 3. So we will get about 12 pieces from this measurement. Pull one of these parts and then give it a light press like this. You can also use a rolling pin to make it more easier. Now hold your dough like this. To that we will add a little bit of our chutney and a little bit of the filling. Try not to overfill your dough and then just push it inwards. Just like that. And then flip it and give it a good roll. There you have it. So this first roll will go in here, and likewise we will just arrange them into your cake tin. Okay guys, our buns are ready. We need to prove them one more time, which will be about 40 to 45 minutes. So I'll just leave them like this, covered for at least 45 minutes, and that will help them rise a little bit, and then we will bake them. Okay guys, it's been 45 minutes and our bread has risen really well. Now on top of that, just before we start baking it, I will be brushing some milk. This will give you a nice golden brown crust on the top. Okay guys, I have pre-baked my oven at 200 degrees Celsius for good 10-15 minutes first. And now I'm putting these buns for at least 25 minutes. After that, we will check if it's not having enough color, then we will put another 10 minutes or so. Okay guys, it's been 25 minutes and we're gonna check our buns. Wow, they look perfect. Okay guys, as soon as your buns are out of the oven, smother them generously with butter. This will help moisten the pav or the bread really well. Now guys, it's been 5 minutes that our vada pav has been sitting, so I'll just loosen the rim. Wow, look at that. It's beautifully baked throughout, and now we will just loosen one part. There you have it guys, we baked vada pav all in one. There it is guys.